Done. Okay. Play something. You can play something. Is that all you know? Okay. I'm gonna play. That was the end of my piece. Ребят. Больше. Отодвинься, камера. You should sing. I'm gonna play a song too, so. Okay. I'll play it. Goodbye. Welcome.
Don't leave yet. Acknowledge you first. Hang on, because we're just saucing that way.
Do I just sit here?
Brachim habayim and boker tov. Before we get started, which we're going to do in 1 second, I'd like to ask you to give a round of applause for our incredible student performers, Jaden and Alice. Thank you both. Again, Barachim Habayim, welcome to our Sager Solomon Schechter Day School. I'm Linda Foster, CEO, Head of School, and it's my extreme pleasure to welcome you to the Sager Solomon Schechter Day School Yom Orchim. I also want to welcome the grandparents and friends who are joining us via live streaming. We've just started this year, and we're very excited about giving the opportunity to those grandparents and special friends who can't be here but who would like to participate. So hello to all of you out there as well. I'm always thrilled to have you as our guest so you can see firsthand what is so uniquely special about Schechter. As head of school, I couldn't be more proud of our outstanding teachers and staff who nourish the minds, hearts, and souls of our students, inspiring each to reach his or her highest potential. This year, we've changed the format of Yom Orchim and moved it earlier in the year so to welcome you into our building sooner and to give you more time in the classrooms with your grandchildren and special friends. We're trying it this year. We'd like your feedback. And if we need to make changes in the future, I promise you we will. But it's always good to try new things. And we did want to get you into the school earlier, and we did want to give you more time in the classrooms. So please do give us your feedback, but I just wanted to let you know that this year the format is a little different. I want to take a moment to thank everyone from our faculty and administration who were involved in planning today's program. Although there are too many names to mention, I do want to specifically thank the Yom Orchim team led by Francine Ephraim, and including Holly Rosenberg, Suzanne Mishkin, Tammy Warshawski, and Hadar Doan. I also want to thank our band director, Marcia Rosenson, and dance teacher, Rena Rosen, for their work with our student performers. And now I'm not going to use names, but I want to thank our B'tei Avon team, our technology team, our maintenance staff, our front office staff, our security team, our incredible group of parent volunteers, and our former teachers who have returned to Schechter to be special friends and help in the classrooms today. I recognize how invested in and supportive you are of having your grandchildren, your own children, or your special friends here at Schechter. Let me tell you about the true value of your support and investment. Last night, we had a parlor meeting for prospective kindergarten families with 3 of our high school alumni speaking. Listening to them brought tears to my eyes because they talked about the extraordinary impact of a Schechter education on their lives, how their friendships that they made at Schechter have continued even if they're not in the same school, and a result of the impact is the impact they're already making on the world. I wish I could tell you more of their stories, but I just want you to know that it was really showing what Schechter means to our alum. There are so many exciting and transformative programs and initiatives we've undertaken this year that I want to share with you, but because of time, I'm only going to share a couple. I hope you hear our students talking about what they're doing in our innovation studio, in our classes and specials, as part of our J-STEAM initiative. While STEAM stands for science, technology, engineering, arts, and mathematics, we've added the J because we integrate Jewish life and learning into everything we do. Ask our 4th graders about designing Sukkot in math, and our 5th graders about researching and designing Native American shelters, both of which they printed on our 3D printers. And ask our 8th graders about designing personalized mizrach and then using the electronic paper cupper to create them. To reinforce our core value of Yisrael and to instill an authentic relationship between Israel and each of our students, This year, in partnership with the I Center, we're creating our own new Israel curriculum for our early childhood center all the way through 8th grade. Another exciting and meaningful program that has changed our 6th grade students' perspective on aging is our Better Together program. Better Together is an intergenerational program of our school in partnership with the Gidwitz Place for Assisted Learning in Deerfield. Rather than say anything more, I want to let our students and the Gidwitz residents tell their stories and the impact of the program. This documentary video that we're about to show from last year's program was just completed, and you're going to be the first to view it.
The Better Together program that we've done with Gidwitz is all about a journey, Masa. It takes kids to maybe a place where they're not so comfortable relating to senior citizens, and so the idea was to bring them together in this journey to create relationships.
That's amazing.
It is amazing.
Yeah. It's amazing.
We started our year with the staff at Gidwitz doing a presentation for our students about the process of aging. The experience in going back there every month and being with the same people month after month has given them some different insight.
In October, it was a little awkward going because we didn't yet know anyone. But then once we started meeting people and getting to know them, it became fun hearing more and more of their stories and learning more about them.
Usually before I went to Gidwitz, I would think of nursing homes as a place where people, they couldn't really do anything. They were older and they're sick or something of that sort. And then when I went to Gidwitz, I realized that it wasn't always that case. There was many people who still could do what they did. It was just there because they just needed that little extra help to keep them going.
There we go.
It feels good to go to Gidwitz. It feels like you're doing something special for other people. It's a fun thing to do, where to go and to learn other people's stories, people that are different from you.
My parents provided a Jewish home of quality with lots of love. I thank Hashem every morning I'm rising for allowing me to go good.
I have enjoyed talking with the residents and learning who they are, and it's surprising to know how much people have been through.
I'm Avital, and this is Mrs. Benjamin. She's very proud of her parents and her life. She loves to eat hot dogs, read books, and
we really get to have a conversation and communicate with each other and do fun things together, and I think it's just really fun to do.
The Gidwitz program has really provided the students and the residents with an opportunity to work together and to grow together. They've experienced using maps and where they've traveled to.
Alan's been to Canada, Alaska, Washington.
How about Texas?
We used to have a motorhome. We traveled the whole country, been in every single state.
They've done magnetic poetry where they wrote about God.
God is eternal. He is everywhere.
And they sang together for holidays and baked cookies. When they did Torah yoga, they saw that even older people can still move their bodies.
1, 2, 3.
And that they can have a great time together.
What art and music and poetry allows to happen when you have intergenerational situations. They experience things on their own, but they come together when they share what they've written, when they sing the same songs. People can recognize and realize all of a sudden that we are together, that there is a bridge between us that was not there before.
What happened in our world when we lose balance?
These children were pretty deep to begin with. They were analytical thinkers, but this program gave them the opportunity to go outside the box, to interact with people they normally wouldn't have interacted with.
A life cycle isn't just one part to the next part, it's every part in between and how those little parts in between can affect the bigger picture.
We have gotten a tremendous amount out of this, in addition to giving our students a service learning opportunity.
I think it's important that younger generations and older generations talk and get to know each other, so that way the stories don't die out and the information is passed on through the generations.
You never really know what to expect. You have to actually listen to the person and hear what they have to say because it's really interesting.
They have seen the seniors as human beings, and what greater gift is there than that we take people out of the box that we think that they need to be in and we make them human.
These people were like doing extraordinary things.
So last year we had one section of our 6th grade that participated in the Better Together program, and it had such an impact and it was so successful that this year we have the entire 6th grade participating, and they're very excited about it. So I want to say thank you for joining us today and for your appreciation of the importance of Jewish education, of day school's role in Jewish education, and in particular of our school being here for now and for the future. And it's now my great pleasure to introduce Hadar Doan, who is our Sager principal, who's now going to introduce our program for today. Thank you very much. I'll be back up in a little while.
Thank you, Linda. I'm thrilled to be here for my second Yom Orchim, and over the past year I've had the opportunity to get to know many of the students and their creativity and thoughtfulness and care for one another. And I'm grateful that you are here as part of our Schechter community. The Schechter community runs deep and wide, and it takes a village, and you are the village, and I'm happy to be part of it as well. As Linda mentioned, we changed the structure of Yom Orchim a little bit to focus more on the classroom opportunities. But we wanted to give you a chance to see what happens with our students as they move from the lower grades to the upper grades. So our 5th through 8th grade musical every year is an exciting part. It is remarkable thanks to our band director, Marsha Rosenson, and her husband, Dr. Andy Rosenson, who are the directors and producers of the show. And last year's show was Beauty and the Beast, and I'd like to invite you to be our guest with a small performance. I'm going to move that down.
שלום וברוכים הבאים לבורדל, שוב הגענו לבלגן את מדינת.
I have to mention that during the performance, we have a live band playing all the music. I don't know of any other school that does this that's not in high school. So they were singing along with the music that was playing, but at the play, it's going to be live music. So I brought my note up. I want to make sure that I'm giving you the correct date. Save the date for this year's performance of The Wizard of Oz. On March 18th and 19th, you'll get more information in February. And now it's my pleasure to tell you about our dance troupe, the Shechter Rakdanim, under the leadership of Rena Rosen. They are going to perform for us. Let's give them a hand. And Rena, what grade? What grade comes for dance troupe? Rena, what grade is the dance troupe? So 3rd, 4th, and 5th. Thank you. Thank you, Shechter Rakdanim. And finally, our last act, our older students have a new elective option this year, a hip-hop dance troupe, and they're going to perform a hand-clapping dance. Let's give them a hand.
Let's give them another round, all our performers, another round of applause. Just fantastic. I'm now extremely proud to introduce someone who exemplifies the value of a Schechter education, Eliana Halivni. Eliana was one of our hip-hoppers just now, is a musician, an athlete, one of our geniuses in our innovation studio, a Keshet peer, and a great kid to boot. Please join me in welcoming Eliana. I don't think I gave her enough time to get ready.
With bar and bat mitzvah season approaching, we as 7th graders keep getting the speech. It always consists of the same thing, that we represent Schechter anywhere and everywhere we go. For us, we don't feel we need to be reminded that we represent Schechter because our school's values are already instilled in us. Since kindergarten, we have been taught that every action counts and every word is power. We also learn that every one of us is made B'Tselem Elohim, in the image of God, and that each one of us is an important, valued member to our classroom and our school community. So we know what it means to represent Schechter. I'm so grateful to be a Schechter student, and I feel pride in knowing that I am following in my mom, my aunts and uncles' footsteps, all of whom attended Schechter. My grandparents love to tell the story about why they wanted to send their kids to Schechter. They came for a visit and a tour. When they stopped in one of the 6th grade classrooms, they saw students building a papier-mâché model of a Greek god. When they asked the students the name of the model, the students replied, Shlomo. My grandparents could not get over the fact that they named the Greek god Shlomo. But that's what Schechter is all about, integrating Jewish and secular studies. After 8+ years, I feel confident that my Jewish and secular studies have been sharpened. When I first entered kindergarten in 2010, I was at the tender age of 5. I had a muffin haircut and tiny pink glasses. Now I am a Jewish adult who always volunteers to read Torah and always makes sure to say good game to the other team after the Schechter Lions girls basketball team wins the game. We always make sure we wear our Jewish values on and off the courts. I feel great pride in saying I am the Schechter class of 2019. Even with such strong Judaic studies, we are lucky here at Schechter to have great teachers who make sure our general study classes are as good as it gets. We also have many opportunities to participate in sports, the arts, and to explore many other interests. I love spending time in the school's new innovation studio where the creative possibilities are endless. To try something different, I decided to participate in the Schechter musical and the band, and I loved it. I've created new friends within the Keshet Peers program. I've hand clapped with the hip hop group. I've drew, colored, ate, read, anything, bonded all within my years at Schechter. Even after I graduate, even when I'm in college and high school and beyond, even when I'm standing under the chuppah and standing there for my grandchildren and children, I know that Schechter will always be a part of me. Thank you.
Awesome. Let's hear it again for Eliana. Hi everyone, I'm Tammy Warshawski. I'm Director of Development, and I have totally scrapped my speech because I know you want to get into the classrooms. But I just want to tell you, what else could we ever want to say after listening to Eliana's talk? It was my pleasure to work with her, and I just want you to know, our older students were so excited. They are never able to be a part of Yom Orchim. So to be able to be here and to welcome you meant so much to them. So I really appreciate all of you being able to watch them. So I am just going to share with you a few things. Can you hear me okay? Better? Okay. You have annual reports with you. They are hot off the press. We have to thank one of our grandparents and parents of alumni, Lou Salzman, who is sitting in our room somewhere. Lou, where are you? Over there. Lou made sure that we had extra copies of our annual report so that we could give them all out today. We also have a flyer about our endowment program. Scrap the number that it says that we have to raise. We've already approach the goal, and we need to go beyond. If anyone wants to talk about anything, we're always so thrilled to have your support. Come visit us. Come see your grandchildren and special friends. Read Torah. Get their first Humash. Get their Siddur. We love having you in the school. Okay, finally, please save the date of Sunday, December 3rd, from 10 a.m. to 6 a.m. for our annual Sager Book Fair at Barnes & Noble in Deerfield. This is a wonderful and fun community event with student performances like you just saw. All throughout the day, teachers will be reading books, and all of the proceeds go to support our Library Learning Center. If you're out of town and if you can't make it to the fair, we've got you covered. We'll send out a code so that you can shop online and put in our book fair number. It's right before Hanukkah, so this is a great time to buy books for your special people in your life. Now, this is important. It's how to get to the classrooms. On your name tag that you're wearing, there's a name and section of your grandchildren and special friends. Please refer to the back of your program to see the classrooms that correspond to the sections. Please note that 3rd and 4th grade are on the 2nd floor. You can take the stairs or the elevator to reach those classrooms. The program in the classrooms should end by about 12:30. We ask that you leave shortly thereafter to clear the parking lot and allow for the buses, because we have an early dismissal today because it's so close to Shabbat. If you're taking any children home with you, please be sure to sign them out in the front office. Thank you, have fun, and welcome to Schechter!
Where to go?
You don't have something on the back? That's so funny.